Hi, I lost footage again. That's it. That's my intro. Hey, I'm Amanda, you're watching Swell Entertainment, and I am re-recording this clip because I lost the footage that I filmed 3 weeks ago prior to doing this whole project. So not only is like the bulk research portion, the bulk part of this video done, I already filmed the conclusion, thinking this footage was fine and ready to go, and then I started editing and realized that the footage was just gone. Before I get into rehashing what I filmed almost 3 weeks ago now, let me first thank the sponsors for this video, AdamandEve.com. Yes, I did change from one sweatshirt to another for an ad read. Thank you for noticing. I'm sure I don't need to tell you all about the incredible selection that Adam and Eve has for your alone time. However, I know quarantines are getting more lax, okay, and restrictions are getting lifted. If you have managed to turn your alone time into some bone time, they have a wide couple selection as well. Go to AdamandEve.com and use code SWELL for 50% off one item and free shipping in the US and Canada. One more time, I don't think you're getting it. If you go to AdamandEve.com, okay, and use code SWELL, you get 50% off one item and free shipping on your entire order to the US and Canada. Incredible deal. Thank you again to AdamandEve.com for sponsoring this video. I'm a YouTuber, okay? And I am very bad at posting on Instagram. And I should be posting on Instagram. I use Instagram all the time. I post on IG stories daily. The main reason I wanted to do this video is that back in January, Business Insider released an article saying leaked slides from a recent Instagram presentation reveal the advice it's giving to creators on what to post. There's a lot of information in this article and I will link it down below. However, the main reason I wanted to do this video is because in this article, they talk about how a alleged presentation was given from Instagram to a bunch of small businesses and creators on Instagram, telling them at what frequency to post to grow their following on Instagram. So in this presentation, Instagram recommended this posting schedule: 3 in-feed posts a week, including in-feed reels or IGTV posts, 8 to 10 stories a week, and at least 2 a day, 4 to 7 reels a week, 1 to 3 IGTV a week, including Instagram Live. Especially on TikTok, we are seeing another boom in micro-influencers, and they've always been around. Micro-influencers are not new. However, we are seeing a rise of people working to be influencers and working towards those goals and trying to grow their Instagrams again, probably because the pandemic and, traditional means of income are not as readily available currently. So a lot of people, especially younger people, are having the time to make content for Instagram and focus on growing their social media platforms, and this is leading to a new boom in micro-influencers. So I've seen a lot of people talk about like, oh, what I did to get my account from 0 followers to 3,000. So I thought that this would be interesting for me to test out this posting frequency for myself, considering I already had an Instagram following. The thing about my Instagram following is it's almost entirely because I'm a YouTuber. For the most part, people aren't finding my posts on Instagram and then following me on Instagram because they saw a photo they liked on my Instagram. And though I am over time growing an Instagram following, it is a very slow, gradual climb because for the most part, you guys watch me for commentary and reviews. I don't do that on Instagram. I usually just post photos, and I do so infrequently. My growth on Instagram is small and steady because it is contingent on me making YouTube content and promoting my social media at the end of my videos. I wanted to see if posting at this frequency would grow my Instagram following, considering I already had over 12,000 followers and wasn't starting at 0. So my plan was for 2 weeks, February 10th to February 24th, I was going to post at this frequency and see how much I could grow my audience in 2 weeks. So based on what was allegedly in the Instagram slides with the frequency of posting, here's how much of each I decided I was going to post in the span of 2 weeks. So for the main feed photos, I was going to post a minimum of 6, so a minimum of 3 each week. 8 to 10 stories a week. I decided to do that per day. For 4 to 7 reels a week, I decided I was going to do 10 reels in total. 1 to 3 IGTV videos a week, I decided I was going to do 2 in total, 1 each week. And since I was going from 0 to 100 with posting on Instagram, I decided that I was going to spend a little time and take a few days before the posting started and start batching content. So taking a couple of days when my makeup was done and I looked good and, have a couple different outfits ready and take several different photos that I could be posting. And then the same goes with reels. I batched a bunch of footage and had a bunch of ideas ready to go just in case, because I don't even post on TikTok 5 times a week. So posting 5 times a week on something that I would like to be a little bit more curated like Instagram, yeah. I needed to batch content. And for this video, I decided I was going to prioritize posting reels to Instagram because a lot of Instagrammers and influencers have been talking about the crazy growth they've been seeing because they've been posting reels. Instagram is actively trying to compete with TikTok, and so they are kind of pushing reels in the algorithm right now and into the explore feeds, which means you have a higher chance of your page getting discovered if you post more reels. So on February 10th, I started with 12,674 followers on Instagram. And like I said, because most of my following does come from the fact that I'm a YouTuber, I usually would see an influx of followers every Tuesday minimum, because that's usually when I post, and sometimes on Fridays because sometimes I do Friday uploads. My average overall age range was 18 to 24 at 42.6%, with the second follow-up being 25 to 34, 40.3%. The overall starting gender breakdown of my page on Instagram was 69.7% men and 30.3% women. And then in the lost footage, I had posted my very first reel, which was a Trader Joe's haul, and I chose to post that not to my main feed, but simply to the Explore page. Fairly certain I covered everything I meant to in my initial intro. It was only like 38 minutes of footage, but that's still a large chunk of footage, especially for a bigger project like this. But I'm sorry that footage was lost. Sorry you're getting future Amanda talking about past Amanda's actions and projects that have already been completed. But I do have other footage to throw in here that happened and I have not lost. I did leave a few things out, so let me just touch on those really quick. You're gonna hear me mention a few times throughout the rest of this video that all of the photos that I posted to the main feed were carousel posts. And I did that intentionally. Apparently carousel posts are good because you get extra engagement, because obviously people are swiping through to look at all the photos on the carousel, and sometimes they're double tapping, and it's basically just showing like, oh, you're holding their attention. Kind of the same way that watch time affects YouTube videos. Knowledge being made available kind of makes more sense of why a bunch of people are doing photo dumps, like why those have become very popular on Instagram. Every single one of the posts that I ended up posting throughout the course of this project were all carousel posts. Something I actually never ended up touching on in any of the footage for this video is the fact that I was in fact using hashtags, but I probably could have been using better hashtags. But every single photo for the most part had hashtags hidden somewhere in the post. It's not gonna, no, okay, hold on. I got this. Check in. It's been a couple of days. Just filming this on my phone right now because it just works easier, and that's part of my desk. I think you'll be fine. You'll live. This is kind of a nice angle. I look pretty good right now. I took photos. So it's currently Valentine's Day. I've been doing this for about 5 days now. I have not posted the reel for today, but I've been posting a couple of things. I did get an email asking if it would be okay for this account to repost my photos with credit for their 120,000 followers. I did not reach out to them. They reached out to me via email, and it's not a DM, which I think is interesting. So I'm gonna go ahead and say yes, because the goal is to grow the Instagram, and this is one of the ways people grow. And the fact that they're not asking me to give them money, I think that's fine. I did check the account. Engagement does seem a little low, but you know, it's something. I might as well do it. Also something I wasn't aware of before starting this video, because like I said, I had been batching content. I really hadn't started editing a lot of the reels that I was planning on posting. I did not realize that reels, their max length is 30 seconds. I thought it was like TikTok and the max length was 60 seconds. It's been fine, just a little cut and snips here and there. I hate editing reels in Instagram. I hate it. I hate editing them on TikTok, frankly. I hate editing the short videos on TikTok. I just don't like it. I'm a computer editor. That's just what I'm preferring to do. But little add-ons and things like that, maybe it's just because I'm more familiar with TikTok and that's why it's making it easier, but TikTok now has changed where they put their watermark because they know that people are reposting them onto Instagram. So now, even with the crop on Instagram, your TikTok handle still shows up. So far, it hasn't been a problem. People are also following me on TikTok, which is nice, but those are mainly people who are already following me on Instagram. I'm not overanalyzing how many followers I'm getting a day, and we're not going to share that for another 2 days till Wednesday. The first week is done. I did just post today's Instagram photo, so technically I am at 3 for the week already, but I may post another one Monday or Tuesday just so we have something prior to Wednesday, but we shall see. I don't know yet. And I'm going to be posting today's reel as well. I had something else to tell you guys and I totally forgot what it was. This is my job. I get paid to do this and I completely forgot what I was supposed to tell you. See you in a few days. Update. I went and picked up some food, came back and had a reply to my email. Like I said, I replied to the promotion account for them to repost my photos. I replied and just said, yeah, that's fine, provided I'm credited and my account is tagged in the photos. And this account, okay, got back to me. I appreciate you getting back to us. Over time, we have delivered several sponsored shoutouts, and the results were terrific, and I know you will get similar amazing results if you get a shoutout from us. After checking out your Instagram profile, I am sure that you will get a guaranteed results, and that is why I contacted you. You will get at least 500 new real followers if we post just one picture of ours. If we can post 3 pictures, you will get at least 1,500 new followers. And if we post 7, you will get something like 3,500 new followers. So like I said in the previous clip, that was taken literally 15-20 minutes ago, their engagement is bad, okay? 1,000-ish likes on a photo when an account has over 100,000 followers. That's bad engagement. That's just not worth my time or money. This isn't worth anyone's time or money, but basically the rates for 1 shout out is $39, 3 shout outs, $79, 7 shout outs, $159. Now, should I just reply with LOL no? Just so you guys know, I said, hello, I think you misrepresented yourself. If you would like to repost my photos with credit, that's great, but I'm not paying you. Okay, have a great day. I thought about adding in a jab about how bad their engagement looks, but I don't think that's a good idea. Anyways, send. Unrelated, I got a different business offer for my YouTube channel, but they're asking that I don't reply to the email. I only reach out to them on WhatsApp. Don't do that. There's literally no reason you can't talk to them over email. Don't reply to them on WhatsApp. See you in a couple of days. Okay, so we've been at this for a week now. I decided to just film this update on my phone. Also, I wanted to flex my couch. I got my new couch. I have not posted today. Today there's gonna be a reel and an IG post, and I've been posting on my Instagram stories like normal. Today is the 17th. We've officially been doing this for 7 full days. Let's check our insights. So I've posted 4 photo posts. All have been carousels, and I've posted 5 reels. I was originally only gonna do 3 main posts. However, I decided that I didn't want to start putting reels right next to each other if I were to share them to my profile and not just to the reels page. So I decided to kind of break it up, so I posted 1 more because I'm going to post a reel eventually today. So we'll see how that works out. All of the reels that I've posted so far have been posted to my main feed as well, aside from the Trader Joe's haul, which was the first reel on the first day. And then the one that I posted yesterday, which was just a quick little cute meal prep thing that I thought was funny. The views definitely reflect that. Something that I do find interesting is that my reel that I shared about a week before starting this process, that only got shared to the Explore page, that has 4,857 views. However, it didn't get those views until like 2 or 3 days after it was posted. However, my Trader Joe's haul reel, which actually has hashtags on it and things like that, that got about 1,400 views very quickly after posting. Like within the first 5 hours, it got that. And now it's just barely getting any traction. So I don't know how the algorithm works on promoting those reels, but it's at about 15K views. Following one was my kind of like single girl apartment, clearly edited on TikTok. I will say this, there isn't much of a difference in views compared to what's been edited in reels or what's been edited in TikTok. So things with the TikTok stamp on them, like the watermark, that doesn't affect the views whatsoever. It seems like I've got 9K views, 8.8K, 10.3, that's my Valentine's Day, and then my one that I posted yesterday, which also was shared to the Explore page only, 2.5K views, and that was shared to my story as well. Obviously there's a drastic difference in views, and I think that mainly comes from the fact that it never ends up in the feed, so no one's actually scrolling through and seeing it. Okay, so there's that. So let's look at the dashboard. Insights. We're gonna do last 7 days. You received over 200% more content interactions in the last 7 days compared to February 3rd through February 9th. So I reached 15.6K accounts, that's up 100%, and then I received 8,693 content interactions, that's up 200%. However, my audience is up only 0.5%. So my follower breakdown for February 17th is 12,739 followers, so that's 0.5% up. So it is an increase. However, that's very little. So here's a breakdown of my content interactions. 7,800 likes, 187 comments, 304 saves, 28 shares. Story interactions, 229 replies, 66 shares. On the 12th, I did do a Swell Valentine's Day live stream on my YouTube channel where you could submit Swell Valentine's for me to read out during the live stream on Instagram, so that could be why I have that amount of interaction. It doesn't tell me a full-on breakdown. IGTV interactions, likes 61, 1 comments. Obviously that's up because I had no previous IGTV interactions. Unsurprisingly, the top post is the one with my legs showing of me in a dress. I think I just need to lean in more. Not in the way that people want me to lean in, because I do have 69% of my followers being male. I think I need to lean in more. Today's post and today's reel are still pretty tame. I think I'm just gonna start to post an ass shot next week. Why not? Let's see what happens. I've done it before, so who really cares? So obviously I'm putting out more content, so I'm seeing more engagement. I'm just not seeing a follower growth. So again, I'm gonna keep this up for another week like I planned. Like I said, I got reached out to by that scam promotion company, trying to get me to give them money to promote me to their botted following. Did have someone reach out to me offering photo editing for them to edit my Instagram photos. They didn't give me a price breakdown, I just chose not to reply. And then someone else sent me a promotion for a massage gun. I'll look into that a bit more before I tell you about it, because I literally just got the email before I hit record. I think that's it. Oh, I'm getting a lot of ambassador scouting accounts on my comment section. Now, I have done a whole ambassadorship video back in 2019. I did that video? Yeah, back in 2019 about a ambassadorship I was a part of. So far, all the companies that have reached out to me look totally scammy and totally not legit, and their photos look horrible, like bad. And I'm not saying like, it's bad branding. No, I mean like they're over edited, like they're clearly trying to not get picked up in a content ID system of some sort. It's very weird. So I will not be giving them the time of day. And that's that for now. Yeah, okay. See you soon. I have no idea how the audio is going to be on these. I'm trying to put my earpods in so that you can't hear the fact that I'm doing laundry, but you probably can still hear it. So technically today is the last day of the Instagram video. So it is currently the 24th. However, I am not going to check the analytics, check the insights, because of course Instagram has to be cool and not call it analytics, until tomorrow, because then that'll be the last 7 days. Today will be included. So I am going to post one more time today. I'm doing my story post like I usually do, and then I'm gonna do one main feed post and one reel. I did post 2 reels yesterday, 2 main feed posts yesterday, and then the day before I did 2 reels and 1 main feed post, I think. And then tomorrow we'll do the concluding thoughts. Okay, we'll see how this went. And that's that. I'm still trying to figure out the best angling for this new filming setup, because every time I think it's center, when I start to edit, it ends up that like I'm way over here. And like that's fine, because you can see my 100K subscriber plaque and my Jedi Knight certificate. I am done posting. I finished posting for this experiment video yesterday. So let's get into the overall analytics. Let's go into the breakdown. Let's talk about what I learned. But first, let's talk about Swell Entertainment merch. Oh my God. We got You're Not Daddy monologue. We've got the doorknob merch all on Teespring, Swell Entertainment. Okay. More designs are coming. By the time you're watching this video, probably will already be available. So make sure you go check out the Swell Entertainment merch site, because I don't promote it nearly enough. Anyway, yesterday I posted 1 photo and 1 reel, and then I did my usual story post. I posted a minimum of like 8 story posts each day. Let's just go into it. Okay. So in total, over the last 2 weeks, I posted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 reels. Originally, my plan was 10. Posted 2 IGTVs, which was the plan. I posted 1 like building my bed vlog, and then 1 live stream that I did, and I just posted the live stream recording, and main feed photo posts, so not reels, even though some of them were in the main feed. These are just strictly photo posts, all of which are carousels. 11. My original plan was 6. So the reason I did end up doing more posts and reels, with reels, I found that it's kind of like with YouTube videos, and this is kind of why I still always preach, like, if you want to start doing YouTube, if you want to go on YouTube, just start making videos, because the same totally applies to reels, because the more reels that I did, or the more that I was like, you know what, think about it, what do you want to post, what do you want to do, the more ideas I had doing it. And once I did start making reels, I started kind of figuring out more of like what would work in that setup, and what would work with that time restraint and things like that. And I just got a lot more ideas, just kind of forcing myself to do it. The reason I posted more photos is because I kind of wanted to break up in my actual like feed the reels versus the photos. I didn't like having 2 reels next to each other. I think there was only 1 instance where I did. Yeah, that was 2 days ago, I think. I had 2 reels posted in the same day and I didn't have a photo between them. I guess I'm still trying to get out of that must have a curated feed mindset. So let's look at my views, okay, for reels, because some of my reels I posted strictly to the explore page and some I posted to my main feed, which means it would show up and people scroll down when they're on their home feeds if they are following my account. I believe it would also get posted to the reels on the explore page as well, but predominantly it's the main feed. So I believe 3 of the videos included in this were posted to the explore page. The views are low on those. For example, Trader Joe's haul, 1,600 views. Got the 1,600 very quickly and then it has not gotten any more views since then. The other one was my meal prep video. That video did better on TikTok than it did on here. Yes, a lot of my reels I did double post on TikTok because why not? If you have the content, if it fits on multiple platforms, why not put it on multiple platforms? Meal prep video got 2,800 views. However, another video that I just kind of posted, like it was late at night and I was like, I have this idea, I have a question. It was like a recovered memory. I posted that to the Explore page. So this really doesn't tell me if anyone shared it, but it has 21 comments and 317 likes. The 317 likes is actually pretty low for me. I would say the average that I was getting was about 1,000 per reel that did well. But this video, this reel got 10,000 views. It's me talking about a messed up book I read in 2nd grade. So I don't know if people shared it and were like, oh, do you know which book this is or something like that, but I'm assuming it's that. But overall, I got, let's see, a lot of my views that I posted kind of averaged about 9,000 views. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 videos over 10K views. One of them has 14K views. That one has 2,000 likes. The Marvel has 11,000 views and that's got about 1,200 likes. Basically, the way the new algorithm works on Instagram is that the best way to grow engagement and measure engagement, what's most important is saving photos and sharing photos. And I believe comments are next and likes are last now. Because again, they're hiding likes on a lot of platforms. I don't know about you guys, I can still see when people like things. I can still see the likes on posts. And I updated my app for this video specifically, and I can still see likes. Likes are less important in the algorithm now. Before I start talking about the posts, let's talk about the insights. So in the last 7 days compared to the previous 7 days, which does include the last update that I talked about, I reached about 27,000 accounts, which is up 88%. I had 16.8K content interactions, which is up 56% from the last 7 days. So I posted 6 posts, 107 stories, and 1 IGTV. Something to be considered is that they don't break down the Reels analytics, which I don't like. I don't know if it's because they're still trying to just compete with TikTok, so they're still focusing on the functionality, not the actual views and things like that. However, that adds into people's ability to make reels that people like. So yeah, I think they should hurry up and try and speed up the analytics on that side. So, God, 107 stories. I talk a lot. Let's see, view insights. 2,000 likes, 45 comments, 1 share, 62 saves. I don't know if it counts my share because I share all of the posts to my story like, hey, new post, because of the way the algorithm works. Everything doesn't share chronologically, so it's a good idea to share it to your stories because people will see your stories if they like your stuff a lot. So it's a good way to update them that they know you posted in case it doesn't show up on their feed. So yeah, I don't know if that share is from me. 2,089 likes, 14 comments, 2 sends, and 61 saves. 2,245 likes, 40 comments, 3 shares, 74 saves. Running jokes / inside jokes are important in any audience, especially if you are trying to get into influencing / sponsorships. That is one way that a lot of people, if they are an individual person just looking at your following, trying to verify your following, inside jokes that your fans are commenting on or your followers are commenting on are a very big indicator that your audience is legitimate. So for example, I have a velvet green couch. It's my pride and joy. It is my most prized possession now. And I remind people that I have a velvet green couch constantly on Instagram. So when I posted a photo that was pre the velvet green couch, everyone was asking about the velvet couch, which is why I think the comments were higher on that photo. This photo was posted more recently. Let's see, insights on 2,500 likes, 73 comments, 9 shares, and 234 saves. So again, it could just be the content that people are commenting on, because it is a lot of that. But also I asked a question, so 73 comments could come from that. And that's a good thing to do, I think, is asking some sort of question or having a caption of some sort that prompts questions or something, because otherwise you're going to get a lot of people just putting emojis and people think that those are bots. Okay, so the hashtags were a little different on this one, so I don't know if that's why this one did better. 2,900 likes, 91 comments, 15 shares, 208 saves. Now, the 91 comments was mostly people saying, wait, are Gen Zs and millennials fighting? Because I made this post and talked about the TikTok drama of millennials getting really butthurt over the fact that Gen Z doesn't like wearing skinny jeans or side parts. As a Gen Z millennial cusp person, no one actually cares. The millennials getting really upset and writing songs, off-key songs about their skinny jeans and side parts and how they're better than Gen Z. Cringe. Incredibly cringe. I could do a whole video about that. Oh my God, you're fighting with teenagers when tax season is coming up. Please reevaluate. And finally, this photo, 3,133 likes, 161 comments, 20 shares, 309 saves. Again, this could be the content, but also I asked a question, any tips for taking better underwear photos? Side note, I posted the photo because I was realizing, you know what, I have a 69% male following, I should play into that. I should just do it. Why not? Just start posting thirst traps, who cares? So I did that with the full extent of knowing that the majority of my audience on Instagram is male. And I don't know why I expected that asking that, any tips on taking better thirst traps, I was expecting the girls to come out and be like, yeah, here's your tips. Like, legitimately give me tips. No, it was just a bunch of dudes telling me to be more relaxed, it'll look better. Sir, I am in my underwear. What? Okay, I've put it off enough. Let's look. How many followers do I have now? 12,787 followers. That is my current follower number after 2 weeks of posting as often as Instagram told me to. So here's what I think happened and why I think this number isn't as high as it could be. Overall, the total follows I got in the last week was 249. The total unfollows I got was 191. It won't let me do 14 days, but it'll let me do 30 days. So let me show the breakdown for that. So my total net gain for the last 30 days, including the 14 days of this posting period, or quote unquote, I guess closer to 15 days. I have a net gain of 309 follows. Overall follows, I had 770. Unfollows, 461. Because I went from posting rarely to posting almost daily on my main feed, I started getting pushed higher up in the algorithm, meaning I started showing up on people's feeds who previously had followed me, probably because of YouTube, and forgot that they followed me because I hadn't shown up on their feed in a while. Same thing with YouTube. That happens. Typically when you first post a video, you lose a couple followers and then you gain followers back because you're getting recommended to new people. It's just how the algorithm works. However, because I am still new to posting more regularly, the algorithm is still convinced that I'm gonna stop posting tomorrow, and so I'm not getting pushed to as many new followers, or I'm not getting enough comments and shares and likes and saves as I am actually putting out these photos. Probably partially because every time I do post, I am losing followers at that same time. Okay, I'm going back to the last 7 days. So I should point out that the day I gained the most follows was Tuesday, 106 new follows, partially because I posted that day, also partially because I think that was the day I posted the full body thirst trap, full body minus feet, because I am maintaining the potential to sell feet pics in the future if I ever decide to, so no feet. My age range still looks pretty much the same, 18 to 24, 42.8%, 25 to 34, 40%. The gender split. In the last 7 days, it did slightly go down 0.4%. So it's still 69% male following and 31% female following. And that's probably going to keep going if I keep deciding to post thirst traps. I kind of like sparingly posting thirst traps. 2 in a row, I think too many. My dad made the mistake of clicking on a link that said Swell Entertainment Bikini, thinking that I had signed up for an affiliate program. It wasn't an affiliate program. It was people on Reddit talking about my ass in a bikini from photos from 2016 to like 2018. I don't know when the photos are from. They're older. But anyway, he had to deal with that. But I started thinking about this more, and I realized that because I don't really put everything out there, I just don't always post photos of my body or anything like that. So I think when there are photos available, the simps latch onto it and act like it's the best thing since sliced bread. And as a businesswoman, I think it's smarter for me to maintain that symbiotic relationship of me providing the bare minimum 90% of the time and then the 10% giving underwear pics or something, and then frenzying over that. I think that just makes more sense to me. I think that's just smarter business. Who knows how long I can do that for? I mean, I'm sure with the success of the Spider-Man lingerie videos and things like that, eventually I'm gonna have no choice but to put out a Swell Entertainment underwear line. I just think that's something I'm gonna have to do. Overall, was posting on this schedule at this speed with this amount of content, was that worth it? I mean, I would say yes. I know the results are pretty middling. However, the more interaction is good, and judging by the amount of promotional accounts that reached out to me trying to get me to pay them to promote my photos, I was picking up at least some attention. If you go and look at the comment sections on some of these photos, you will see that I had a lot of ambassador scout, talent scouts accounts in my comment section telling me to DM them. I didn't DM any of them, mainly because I would go and check the accounts, and the accounts looked shitty. I got 3 different sponsorship opportunities, all of which I didn't like, so I wasn't going to promote them to you. All of which the products were either horrible quality or clearly drop shipping, or they were trying to promote their Amazon stores, which I just don't like doing. Overall, I think it was worth it for that regard, because I did need to start posting more on Instagram. It was not a platform that I was utilizing aside from stories and using it for swipe ups for promoting my videos. And this was kind of the kick in the ass to be like, hey, you very easily could be maintaining this social media platform, because for someone like me, again, let me keep in mind, this is a sustainable thing for me because I am already a content creator. YouTube is my day job. I don't have any other 9 to 5 that I'm clocking into or anything like that. So I have the time to, while my makeup is done from filming, change it into a couple different outfits, take a couple different photos, film a couple different reels, and then use those to post throughout the week. I have the luxury of doing that because of my current profession of being a content creator. If you're trying to grow your following from nothing, there are absolutely ways to do it by doing this. Just keep in mind that this was a lot. Keep in mind, if you also go from never posting to posting regularly, and you also just happen to have moved out to LA, people are going to comment. I definitely knew the comments were going to come. One, obviously I was posting more because I was working on this video, and I wasn't going to tell my followers that, because then it's like, hey, let's promote Amanda's Instagram account so she has more content for her videos. There's stuff like that has happened in the past, so I chose not to disclose that. 2, I have more space in this apartment. This is more of my space than it was in my bedroom at my dad's house. So I have more space to spread out, do different photos, take different types of photos. I have more control over how this room is decorated, things like that. And 3, I'm not at my dad's house. I was never gonna start taking and posting underwear photos from my dad's house. It just wasn't going to happen. Also, side note, it's my account. I can post whatever I want. I think there seems to be this belief amongst people where, like, and yes, some YouTubers, some content creators do treat it like this, where they're the same exact person and post the same exact content on every single platform. I am the same person. It's always me, regardless of what I'm doing. However, different social media platforms have different functions, so they have different tones, vibes, different vibes. YouTube, commentary. This is my main form of content. This is mainly what I'm doing, okay? TikTok, if you find it, good for you. It's not my main source. Twitter, in the moment, short, spicy takes. Instagram, my hot girl shit, okay? Keep that in mind. Something I chose to leave out of this video and purposely chose to not be involved with was the hype group chats. They used to be called pods on Instagram. They've always been around. They change names. You have to be careful with these types of groups because the algorithm will take awareness of them and you could lose your access to your account or your ability to post. So keep that in mind. But basically you're in a group with like a bunch of different Instagrammers, and then every time you post a photo, you drop it into that group, and then they like, comment, share the photos, whatever, and that helps get a kickstart in the algorithm. I chose not to do that mainly because I already had a following of 12,000, so I already have people who do have my notifications on and things like that, and I do have friends who do comment on every single photo regardless of what I post. So I chose not to have a hype group because I didn't think it was necessary. Also, I do believe there are possible risks to your account on hype groups, so I chose not to get involved with that. But that's gonna be it for this video. Do you have an Instagram? Are you following me? You should check on that. Are post notifications on? I would check. Are the notifications on for this channel? Did you ring the bell? I would check. If you have tried posting at this frequency, are you a individual? Are you a small business? Are you an artist? Like, what do you do? Tell me, let me know, comment down below. Shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much for supporting me on Patreon. If you'd also like to support me on Patreon, that'll be listed down below. If you'd like to follow me on my social media, including Instagram, that'll be all up here. And that's gonna be it. Have a lovely day. Goodbye. I don't have an idea for an outro clip, so I'm just gonna plug my merch again. Thank you, Elaine, Allie, Alan, Elise, Alex, Brayden, Cameron, Christopher, Chris, Cody, Colton, Crash PC, Destiny, Devin, Dirty One, Dawn, Elliot, Essen, Evan, Feckless, Hopeless, Hollow, Jekka Ray, Jakers, Joe, John M, Jordan, Joseph, Kenny, Kevin, Kim, Kristen, Lex, Lisa, Luis, Manga, Matt O, Matthew S, Me, More the Red, Michael, Jane, Nathaniel, Pat, Rob, Robbie, Robert, Ross, Sam, Simon, Stephen, Tasha, Timothy, Tom, Tyrone, Wendy, William, Zendry.